What's up, world? Lee here with Sticks, Strings, and Other Things, my teeny tiny little corner of the internet where I come to you every other week to chit-chat with you about all of the crafty things that I've been getting my hands onto. I am coming to you from a wonderfully sunny and balmy warm Pacific Northwest. I realize most of the USA is currently under horrible, awful levels of heat. We are not. We're going to almost reach 80 today, which for us is warm, but it's pleasant. It's pleasant outside. And for everyone who's dealing with the, oh dear God, it's 109 or more, stay hydrated, stay inside. Yikes, that sounds terrible. I've lived in a desert before. I don't anymore for a reason. Right, that's where I'm coming to you from. This is episode 110, and I am filming this on the 24th of June, 2025. It will go up tomorrow. If you are new here, I'm glad you found me, and I hope something I do entertains you enough that you stick around. If you are returning, don't be too shocked. Let's just say today you may want to sit down. There are some fully finishes, people. We'll get into that in a second. Just saying, you may want to sit for this, because I don't do that. It may be too shocking for your system. I don't know. That said, I am drinking some tea. I have some Plum Deluxe tea in Orchard Grey Black. And don't mind me, there's a fly in here. Orchard Grey Black from Plum Deluxe. It's a very lovely looking tea. Let me throw it on the ground and tell you what's in it. Black tea, blueberries, red rooibos, apple pieces, orange peel, cherries, plums, blue cornflowers, blue mallow flowers, bergamot oil, which is how it becomes a gray, and natural flavor. Of what? Who knows? But I like Plum Deluxe because you can actually see, not that I can show you in here, there's actual chunks of blueberry. And the like. It is living in my Jack Skellington mug because it's spooky season. Yes, I know it's June, but it's spooky season all the time. I haven't tried this one before. That's actually very pleasant, if you like Earl Grey. This is a fruity Earl Grey, which seems odd, but I like it. Do I have more than one fly in here? Downside to summer, when you open your windows, flies come in, especially when one of your neighbors has 2 horses. Anyhow, let's get into the fun. The fun. I have fully finishes because Charlie of Stitching with Charlie has this idea that it should be finished at June, July. Well, she means cross-stitch pieces that, finish them. I am nowhere close to a finish on pretty much anything, and that's not really how I'm doing things this year. So I decided that I would take Charlie's idea and I would turn it into fully finish it June, July, because I never finish anything fully, because that's just, So I started, and I got out all my stuff, I got out my ironing board, and I got out my this and that and the other thing and the sewing machine, and I did all the things, and I did a lot of things, and then I sat down and I went, now to stuff all the pillows, because that is the one thing I know how to do, is make a pillow. So that's what I'm doing. So I start stuffing, and then I know it seems impossible in a craft room. I ran out of stuffing. And I went, oh, the bag's empty. I'll just go get what's obviously going to be a second bag somewhere in my craft room, because we're crafters. We have bags of stuffing. That's just what they breed. It's what they do. However, mine did not. And I was actually out of stuffing. So, I never fully finished anything. And there I am, all prepped to fully finish things. And the world works against me. So let me show you what I did fully finish, and what's so close, it just needs some stuffing. I pulled out my With Fear for Our Democracy I Dissent that I stitched earlier this year. I just made a very simple little tiny pillow with some Lady Dot Creates velveteen on the back. I have no clue what I used. A scrap of something and some black. But I do know what that was. So it's just this cute little tiny statement pillow. And then I pulled out my one of my sweet rewards from, I forget who makes these, but I finished that one up I don't remember when. And I turned it into a little pillow. And it had a little extra thing that you could turn into a strawberry. So I turned it into a little really terrible strawberry. And I filled this with sawdust because this pillow took all the rest of my stuffing, and I had no stuffing even for that. So I put sawdust in there and some really janky satin stitches for the leaves. Took a pin, stuck it through the thing, and there we are. There's my pillow. It's going to be nice for summer. To put in I have a dough bowl. It's usually very empty, but I do have one. But this can go in there, along with my Fear-Free Our Democracy. And then there's the other things that I started, and they're just not stuffed yet. So let me show them off. I finished this one up into a little, it will eventually be a pillow. I don't remember who this is, what this is. I know nothing about this. I think it's like, I have no clue. No clue. And there's the backing. It will have this trim around it, if that trim is long enough. And then I have Hurt Not the Earth, and I know it's called that because it's on here, and I do believe this is Plum Street Sampler. I like big pillows, people, okay? I like big pillows, and I cannot lie. I like big charts and big pillows. So there's that, and then this is just a piece of gray on the back because it matched the birdies. And I think I'm going to put this rickrack around it, which is Bird's Nest by Lady Dot. I'm not sure, but that's what I think I'm going to do. And then I pulled out and began to start finishing my philanthropic pumpkin. So all I've done so far is make it round, put it on the back. I have all the other finishing stuff here, but it needs to be stuffed and done all the things too. So I have 3 more. Almost finishes. Oh, lies. Lies, I have more. I thought I did more. I have this one. It's all autumny. There's the back. And I'll probably put this around it. And then I have this one, Merry and Bright, which has this on the back. And I'll likely use this to surround it. I know, who am I? Who am I? But yes, all of those need to now wait for stuffing. Because somehow I ran out. I didn't think it was possible. Anyhow, here's my stack of stuffing. This last part, that's all the paperwork for how to actually do the philanthropic pumpkin. Hands-On Design does a great job of explaining things, and I'm going to need every single step. Just saying. There was another piece of paper down here, but is that part of it? No, it's not. So there. These are all the things that I fully finished, except I didn't fully finish them because the universe worked against me. But don't worry. I'll do another day of it when I get some stuffing. And maybe next time I film, because it'll be July by then, I will have some more fully finishing for the Finish It June, July. Possibly. So those are my FFOs. I also have some finishes. I know. It's crazy talk here. I finished my 100 Stitches a Day project, Moonbeam Tea by Ink Circles. I did not do the flowers and such that were below. I just didn't think it needed it. I just wanted the tea. So there's my little tea. I should turn this into a pillow. It is on a 40 count Scotsman, I believe, by Bestitch Me. And I used all the called for threads, which were, I think, Classic Colorworks, but I'm not sure. And then, because there's been a few protests this past couple weeks, I worked on my protest piece and finished it. So here is Disagree by Rebel Stitcher. I did this 1/2 on a 40 count Frost by Bestitch Me using an assortment of blacks from Pirate and Robin. Let me pull it forward. We can disagree and still love each other unless your disagreement is rooted in my oppression and denial of my humanity and right to live. Whew. Oh, sorry, it's exist, not even live, just exist. There we are. I'm quite happy with this one. It turned out very lovely. I need to get it framed. So that was my finish. Times 2. Times a few foley. Who am I? I don't even know anymore. So let's get into the things that you're used to. A whole lot of whips. I have several of them, and we'll see if I can find them all. Because I don't know if I can. Let's just start with this one. This is Thriller. It is by Sampler Cove. I am doing this with Andrew, the running stitcher. The runner stitcher. Running or runner? You all know who he is. He's doing a marathon, so he's training for one, and he invited all of us to stitch along with his running schedule. So on Sundays, I look at the Google Doc that he has up, that you can find on one of his episodes. He might link it to all of them, but I know it's on one of them at least, because that's how I got it. And I look at how many miles he's run. He happily totals them for us and tells us how many stitches we need to stitch if we're doing 10 for every mile he runs. And then I do them on Sunday. So I'm only doing this once a week. This is the project that I have chosen to work on. I've had this for an age and a half. It is on a 40 count. It is 1/2. It's using 2 Vicky Clayton silks. I couldn't tell you what the fabric is. I don't know. Here we are. I have finally finished this entire border. When I started, I was partway through the black sections. Everything else I've done for this border has been because Andrew is training for a marathon, and I'm getting a lot of progress. I'm happy. So now I'm doing the teeny tiny border underneath to divide this band. And let me pull it forward so you can see. Look at the colors. They're good. They are so good. It's just black and red, but they look good together. Love it. This band is technically, physically in the middle of the project, so I'm halfway done. Sort of. Nice. The next band is blackwork, so I have no clue how that's going to work. I'll figure it out when I get there. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. And it's a nice thick band. And then the next band is some words, and the band after that is the big honky chunker band that weights the whole thing. It's going to be so pretty though. And considering I've had this for ages, I'm really happy, very happy, that I'm getting some decent progress on it. Oh, so nice, so nice, so nice. I pull it out every Sunday, like I said. Lean, and put that over there. Lean, zip it up. Otherwise things fall out. And put it over there. Next up, we'll do this one. This is my motif a week project. I am doing one motif every Monday on And a Forest Grew. Yes, this bag barely contains it all, but it's the perfect bag, so it's got to live in here, and it's just going to have to suffer. So, And a Forest Grew. I will be changing the text in the center when I get to it, whenever that will be. I have no clue. But I do need to rechart it, which I don't know how to do. All I know is I know what I want to put there. Just have to figure out how to do it. This project has every single green DMC you've ever seen. I think it even invented a few. But it's so pretty. And I'm loving doing it as a motif a week, because then I'm not daunted by the color changes, and I can just enjoy them, because there's a lot of color changes. Here's where we are. I have finished all of page 1, and I'm working down to this page, because that way I could finish page 1. This piece here is a new one, and this motif here is a new one. This one took forever. I'm going to bring that one close so you can see it. Look at all those color changes. There's like 18 billion different colors in there, but it's very pretty. And then I did this little tree here. And that's where we stand now on And a Forest Grew. No, but seriously, there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Like 9 different colors in this guy. It was amazing. It looks beautiful. I love it. but it's kind of a faff to do, but I'm glad I have it done. So all of page 1, and then page, I don't know, 1,000,000,002, because the pages count this way. This would be page 2, and I don't remember how many over they go. It's like 8, so this could be page 9. I don't remember. But there we are. I'm loving it. I am glad that I'm working on it, too. This is on a 40 count Albarium by Cedar River Linen. I'm like, what is it? It starts with an A. My brain worked. Loving this one too. And making decent progress on it. 1 motif a week doesn't seem like it would be a lot, but it adds up over time. If I'd done this all year, because this is one of the projects that I was missing, if I'd been doing this all year like my plan had been, I would have 52 little motifs done. Actually, technically more, because when they're teeny tiny, I'm doing a couple extras, but you know what I mean. Thud. What else do we have? I don't know. That's not going to show. That one's I'm not going to show yet. This one, we'll do this one. Yes, this one works. This is living in a terrible bag that I made. I mean, it's jank. It's jank. It fits, it folds, the directions were beautiful. I just am really bad at sewing. This is my portfolio. And what lives in here is Sweet Reward. And I couldn't find the, oh, because it's here. There we go. Sweetness of Spring pin key. So this is the one I'm working on right now for my 100 Stitches a Day project since Moonbeam Tea got finished. And here we are. I had just the outline of the bird done when I pulled this one out. So I've done a couple 100 stitches. I think it was 3. I should have looked that up. I am color completing on this one. So I have all of that bird color done, and then I've been going in and filling in all this. This is a bee scap with bees around it, because you know that's what bees do. And some flowers and a bird's nest. And it's stitching up really quick. I am through today. I love it though. It's so pretty. It is whatever it's called for because I bought the kit. So we could look. Let me unzip again because, you know, we all love the sound of zippers. 36 count Edinburgh Vintage Country Mocha. Using all the called for DMCs. And she's pretty. And hopefully won't take too long. Excuse my reaches and my thuds and possibly shaking your world right there. I have a lot of things over here and it's just chaos. Living in here, for some reason, is Baldaquin Birdies and one of my magnetic twist ties, which got stuck to my needle minder. Because that's fun. This is Baldaquin Birdies. I've been trying to do 3,000 stitches on this every time I pull it out. We are currently at 18,951 stitches out of a total of 27,920, and I am at 67.88% done. There we are! When I pulled this out, I don't remember exactly where I was. I finished up all of these bits here and started working in that center and then was working on that center urn. I think I had a little bit of this side done, but that is where I was working, is in this section here. This is on a 40 count, I don't know what, so I'm working 1/2 with a Silks for You Silks PR, I don't remember. Pretty blue. It's pretty blue. And there we are. I am planning to finish this one in hopefully September. We'll see if I can succeed at that. There is a 1-stitch border all around the project that I am not doing. And I haven't removed it from my pattern keeper, so it is still calling it out. And so I have a few less than those stitches. Also, technically we're supposed to put our initials here and here. And I don't know if I'm going to. I don't know if it looks like it's naked and missing something if I don't, but I don't think I need them. I don't know. What do you think? Should I put the initials in? I'm thinking no. So pretty though. I'm loving this one. When I pulled it out to stitch on it this time, I was just like, ugh, I don't know if I want to work on this one. I don't know. But I need to get this month's project progress. Ugh, fine. So I did. I pulled it out, and then I just loved working on it. And here's where all my silks live. I put them on a hobbit door, because why not? Yes, I like long strands of silk, evidently. Look at that. Look at that. It's so pretty. It is such a pretty color. So that'll come out next month for another 3,000 stitches. And we'll just throw that one. This one I pulled out because I felt like it. It wasn't spun. It wasn't anything. I just wanted to work on it. This is Labyrinth by Mariska. I'm doing this on a 40 count bedrabbed. No, it's not 40 count, sorry. It's a 35 count. A 35 count bedrabbed. And I am using, I think I'm using 2 strands of silk. I am. Why am I using 2? Oh, that's going to be a problem later. I am using Vicky Clayton silks. I had just started this piece. I don't even know if I'd finished it. I don't think so. So I added a bunch of letters in that corner. And I'm using, like I said, Vicky Clayton silks in the colorway Old Maid of the, I want to say Sea. Old Maids of the Sea. Let's try that again. It's a really pretty color. I hope I have enough for this giant piece, because you see this square? That's, yep. Hopefully you can't see anything with that. That's, yep, wrong side. This right here. That's all I've done. That tiny little corner right there. That's it. And sorry for showing the pattern. Hopefully you can't make anything from it. Badly, badly. I know I have plenty of fabric. Let's just hope I have plenty of floss as well, since I am doing this 2/2. But that was the only way I could get the gorgeous color. It was too light otherwise. That's why I did it. I remember now. This was one of my 50 starts for my 50th birthday. And, yeah. When will it get finished? Nobody knows. It's living in this lovely bag. But that one will be going away. Where's my away bags? I don't know. We'll just toss it over there. I did finish the number of stitches I needed on my Gamer Nouveau project from Gecko Rouge. It is artwork by Medusa Dollmaker. This one. Let's try her upside right. There we go. I have 3 current ongoing BAPs. And I am rotating through them, doing 5,000 stitches and then rotating to the next one. So she finally got the rest of her 5,000, which puts her currently at 5,885 stitches out of a total of 197,580, giving her a whopping 2.98%. There she is. I finally have bits of color there. I'm doing this on a diagonal. This is 1/2 on a, nope, 1/1 on a 28 count. But I love it. It looks so good. I love the stars. So pretty. And I love getting into new colors. So it was a kit, so that's probably all the fabric I'm going to need. Or I'm going to need all that fabric? I don't know. I don't know how you want to say that. There's my Gecko Rouge project. And it lives in a giant bin because he's got too much stuff. So she lives in a bin. Since I finished my stitches for Gamer, that meant I had to pull out my first BAP because I only have 3. That was my 3rd, so I'm going back to BAP number 1. I thought I'd be going through them faster than this. I thought I'd hit them a couple, like maybe 3 times this year. Evidently, I'm only going to hit them twice this year. So all 3 of my BAPs are only going to get about 10,000 stitches. I need to do more work. You need to go away, fly. Far, far away. Anyhow, I pulled out Map of Middle-earth. It's by Haid. It's Tolkien. It looks like the map of Middle-earth. I don't have a picture right now for you. I have just done this little bit in here. I'm doing this one now on the diagonal. I've done it a couple different ways because I've had this one for ages and a half. Oh my god, ages and a half. Gamer Nouveau, that was my first of my 50 starts for my 50th. Because I did it on my 49th birthday. This one, it's been languishing for years and years. So I've done a couple different ways. I was doing it by page, and then I was going to do color completion with the largest color. That I hate how my stitches lie when I do that though, because when you go back in to fill in the spaces, the onesie twosie little stitches that you have to do with all the other stitches around it always look bad. So I'm like, yeah, don't like that. So I went to doing it diagonally. I'm doing it diagonally over the whole thing. So, this is all I've done so far. This time. Currently this has 34,115 stitches out of 421,500, and it is at 8.09%. Yeah, that kind of shows you the size of this baby, doesn't it? She be big. She be big. And this was 18,000 colors of brown. 18,000. There was a lot of color changes in here. So many color changes. So many. So many color changes. Anyhow. This is my current one. I'm loving it. It'll be lovely. But that's a lot of colors in some of those squares. A whole lot. I'm getting to an easier spot in here, so it'll be good. It'll be great. And, you know, hopefully before I'm 8,000, this will be finished. Who knows? Maybe, maybe not. It won't get worked on. It won't make any progress if it doesn't get worked on. So it's getting worked on. And then I pulled out Weeds and Wildflowers. Now, I told you my tale of woe before, where my border didn't meet, so I had to rip out most of the top of the border and most of the right side border. I didn't want to do it, Finally did it. And then sat down, restitched all of the stuff that I'd mistakenly stitched, and then continued on forward with the 700 some odd stitches that I needed in order to give it the number of stitches that it needed for the year. Or for this round, for this spin. So this is Weeds and Wildflowers. It is an Artsy Housewife. This was a kit that Caroline of Evertote did for her birthday in 24. So last year. Since it's a Caroline birthday kit, I got all the things. Here's the bag from Evertote. I have the Roxy Floss colors and fabric. And here we are. Ah. It's a very heavy needle minder. So I had to rip out all of this, all of that. So that's all that I ripped out. So I went back and I redid it. I put it all in. I also had to rip that out because it was in the wrong spot, so I put that back in. And then I came over here and I started doing that moth. He's prettier in person. He has 3 different colors. I don't think you can see them in here. This wing is slightly brown, this wing is blue, this part is black. It's very pretty. Very subtle, but very pretty. This is on a 40 count buttercup? Buttermilk? Butterfly? Butter something. From Roxy. It's the called for from the kit. Using the called for Roxy flosses. This one has now reached its requisite number. So now it can go away until it is spun again. And now I will show you my knitting. I only have one piece on the go. Well, I have multiple whips, but I've only worked on one in the past 2 weeks, plus my work project, which I'm not going to show you. This is living in my Fat Squirrel fiber bag. This is my Oolong Tank by Amy Shear. I think it's Amy Shear. If not, I'll fix it here. And it's going to be a faff to show off because it's knit from the bottom up, which makes it awkward. So here's the front. Here's the 2 straps. You can see a bit of the lace there. Very pretty. I am working on the back right now. So that's just a big lot of black. And I have, I think, another inch to go on the back before I split the back to do the straps. And then when I get to the end of the straps, I will 3 needle bind them off, which is why they look the way they do right now. And then it'll actually look like a garment. Then I'll go in and I will do some I-cord edging around the neck and probably the arms as well. It calls for a ribbing, but I don't think I want to do the ribbing. When I was here last, I was somewhere in here. I don't remember where. I hadn't even split for the front and back yet. This is using Pearl Soho linen quill in their kettle black colorway. And it's going to be a lovely little summer top. Yes, it's cropped. It won't be too cropped. It'll hit like right the top of a skirt or a high-waisted skirt or things like that, and I can wear it over things, which was my plan, so it's going to work just fine. But it's so pretty. I wish I could show off that lace better. Lace always looks like poo until you block it. And right now it looks like poo. But very lovely. Very lovely. It's going to be nice. It's going to be very nice. Nice summer piece. It's almost easier to show you what it looks like hanging it upside down. So there's the project. It's just upside down. It's a lot easier this way. Lots of ends. Actually, not too many, but yeah. I overbought my linen quill. I don't know how. I bought 3 balls. Here's my second. Yeah. I'm not going to need all of this to finish what's left, let alone this one. I don't know why I bought 3. I don't know. I don't need 3. Oh well. But I'm loving this one. It's great. I'm enjoying it a lot. I like linen quill. It's very soft. If you are not a knitter, you probably skipped this. But linen quill is, it's on the front, 50% fine Highland wool, 35% alpaca, 15% linen. So it has a lovely drape. And it shouldn't be too warm. And I cannot wait to finish this. But I need to work on it to do that. And back and forth knitting is a little bit boring sometimes. And not as mindless as roundy knitting. But I need to finish this one so that I can pull out my next linen quill, not linen quill, Pearl Soho yarns that I purchased. Not recently. That was a couple times ago when I acknowledged that I bought more yarn that I didn't need. I need to pull that out so I can make my anchor tee. Anchor tee or anchor shirt? I still don't remember which one I am doing. But those are all my whips. And then I did 3 new starts. Yep, I have 3 starts. I knew for sure I was going to do one of them. I was pretty sure I was going to do the second. I wanted to do the third. And so I did. Well, let us begin. I have started Poltergeist Pirates by Glendon Place. I have all the called for stuff. So this is the whatever count Bang by Crossed Wing. I think it's 28 count. I have the Sullivan flosses, not the DMCs. And I have the bead pack and the sparkly threads. I have all this stuff. And this is where I've started. That's just a needle binder. Figured it was appropriate. There we are. Hopefully she's centered right. I think she is. There she is. That's all I have. I did 1,000 some odd stitches on this. I did 1,052. And I'm just going to ignore the fact that everything is backstitched on this. Everything. Everything is backstitched. Yikes. Oh, it's going to be so pretty though. I do love it. But I've been wanting to stitch this and start this. So I did. That's where I'm at. The only thing I'm going to do differently than is called for is I have a skein of glow-in-the-dark thread, which I'm going to use for the two ghosts on the top. I know some people are doing it for the skeletons, but I don't want my skeletons to glow. I just want my ghosties to glow. So I'll use glow-in-the-dark floss for those two. So I started this. I know it's on my wheel, so who knows when it'll come back. Living in this lovely bag by Evertote is the piece that I started on for the summer solstice. This is Shack on the Shore, which I keep spelling shake because I don't know why. So shake on the shore, shack on the shore. I started this with Karen the Stitching Owl, Laura Stitching by the Shore, and someone else whose name is right out of my head. Anyhow, I started this with them. I'm doing this on a 40 count Ocean Air by Be Stitch Me, not Be Stitch Me, by Fox and Rabbit. Here's all the colors. They are very sun-washed, which is kind of fun for this piece. It's a very, very sun-washed piece. I did make one change. I didn't want a yellow anchor, and so I pulled out DMC 03 for my anchor because I needed something light enough that it didn't draw too much attention to itself. I've done 1,127 stitches on this. In person, you can see that cloud a lot better. These flowers right here have like 5 different colors in them. They look gorgeous when you're done, but oh my, so many colors. There we are. It's going to be pretty. And then I have hook size Great Wave. I loved it. This one's technically on my wheel, but I think I'm going to be pulling it out every week through the summer and shoving some stitches in it, I think, is the tentative plan. Because it's a very summery piece, and it's lovely, and it has... So, I'm thinking of pulling out Shack on the Shore throughout the summer. Right now it has 1,040 stitches on it out of the 79,081, which puts it at 13.03% done. As I was able to get it into Pattern Keeper, though not everybody was, evidently. The update that people did, evidently, is causing some issues. So I haven't updated my Pattern Keeper. Mine's working just fine. Right. That's 2 of my starts, Poltergeist Pirates and Shack on the Shore. Oops, I should put the color, I should put the very sad printout of the piece back in the bag. And the reason, okay, I actually have a reason why I put it in this bag. Karen and Laura both are known for sending things out or doing things that cause people to mail things, like Laura's artist trading card swap that she does. So that's why I had to live in the letters bag. It made sense in my brain. And then my last start. Castle by Cottage Garden Samplings. I am doing 12 of them on one piece of fabric. I am. I know that they released a 13th. They released the Tudor house. And I'm doing the Tudor house. So I took out one of the other ones. I can't remember which one off the top of my head right now. And I rearranged how I wanted them to be. Because that's what I do. So I'm starting with Castle. And I've done 1,127 stitches on it. And there we are. And, yeah, Lady of Shalott, because, you know, she's in a castle. This is on 40 count, prehistoric by Fox and Rabbit, using all of the called for threads. And I'm loving it. So I'm working on that roof and this part right here. Plenty of room. I'm doing it 4 across, 3 down. And have no clue how long these will take me. They will take me however long they take me. So far I'm using all of the called for. I keep contemplating changing out the B52 for Blanc. No, it's not even B52. It's $38.65. So it's like that winter white. I'm contemplating changing that out on some of them for whiter white. I don't think I needed it for the castle. It's showing up just fine against this fabric. But for like the greenhouse, which has a lot of that, greenhouse being the next one I'm going to do. Yeah, they still have the white as $38.65. I might actually do Blanc for that one. Or for at least the, you can't see, for the outline of the greenhouse. And then do the regular white, the winter white for all the rest. I haven't decided. I'm nowhere near that point. I've just started the castle. I have no clue when this one's going to get pulled out, but it is now on the wheel. And that is everything that I've worked on. Yeah, I worked on it quite a bit this time, it seems. I'm going to pause for half a second to clean up because things feel daunting. They feel daunting. They feel very daunting. So I will be right back. I'm back. Right, now, I am going to comment that my finish 2, start 3, especially when 2 of those 3 are very, very large, probably not the best way of getting my whip count down. I acknowledge that. But that's what I did anyway. It is what I do. Since I have finished most of my 5 projects that I spin, I still have Nova that I'm working on, and I have worked on it a little bit. I'm going to wait until I get more on it to show. It is the needlepoint project that I'm working on from Jenny Morrow. I've done 2 squares so far. I don't have a good setup for it, so I haven't figured out quite how to work on it comfortably. I need to figure out a better setup. I'm figuring that out slowly. She will get some work. Because I finished up most of the others, I decided I needed to spin so that I have 5 spun projects to work on. So I did. Nova's still sitting there, being a happy little Nova. And then I spun this one, which should be, it is, Scarlet Unspoken by Dimples Designs. This was one of my 50 in 50 starts. So she needs 1,500 stitches done on her. I think this is a 28 count fabric. I'm not sure. There's lots of Krynic, so I wanted a bigger piece. So I've done a lot of the outside and I've started in on the corset. There are a million color changes and fractionals and everything on this piece. But it's so pretty. And lots of sparkle. All of this is sparkle. All of it is sparkle. Can you see the sparkle? No, you can't. But trust me, it's very sparkly. And then there's beads. So she's going to be very, very blingy. Very blingy. Need 1,500 stitches on her, like I said. Do I have what the fabric was? Oh, 32 count lamb's wool. That's what it is. Get in there. Here are the threads. Look at all those reds. Aren't they beautiful? Oh. And then I have somewhere in here the Krynic, which seems to be hiding from me right now. Why are you hiding, Krynic? It's in there somewhere. That or I did all the Krynic, which I doubt. That was the first one. Living in here, which I think I need to change bags for this baby. I'll think about that. Maybe I'll do this. Anyway, living in here is my Heartstring Samplers Spooky Sampler. I started this a long time ago. It needs Scary Sampler. I think I called it Spooky Sampler. It needs 2,500 stitches. I'm doing this one on, I don't know what. But here's all the called for threads. Yeah, it's on a 40 count Be Stitch Me Not Another sampler. And I don't have that much done. Oh my gosh. I only have one side of the Demogorgons. Not even all the way. Oof. Yikes. That's all she's written. I need to go across the top and... Okay, 2,500 stitches on this baby. How sad. I thought I'd done more. Obviously not. But yes, I think it needs a different bag than Christmas carols. So how about this bag with the witches? Yeah, let's just do that now. We'll just take everything out of here, put it into the witchy bag, including all the threads. Put it into the witchy bag. All right, there. Now she's in a witchy bag. And that makes more sense than Christmas carols. All right, so spun that one. Amusingly, I spun red. This was my new start last month, I think. So I'm amused. I spun her, so she's going to get another 1,000 stitches. I'm using all of the called for. I have a floof somewhere on my face. I'm using all the called for. So it's an Aida cloth. And I'm working on her hair. So you can see the hair blowing. Here's her face. Here's her shoulder. Do another 1,000 stitches on her. I love her hair. It's just neat. And I pulled out, oh, that's not it. I pulled out Maidens of the Seasons. She's living over here. In way too small of a bag. I pulled out Maidens of the Seasons. And she's going to get 4,000 stitches because she's been around forever. But I am working on Autumn, finally. I do not know if this time I will decide, okay, fine, I will do all the over one skin. As you can tell, I haven't started it. Maybe I'll do that, or maybe I'll continue to ignore it and I will go down her lovely dress. They're all backstitched, but none of them have beads yet. And this one is on a 28 count Serendipity by Sugar Maple Fabrics. They've been out of business for an age, but I loved it on here. And that is what I'll be working on. Plus Middle Earth map and probably Shack on the Shore, my knitting, Thriller every Sunday, and my and a for a screw every Monday. Wow. Yeah, those are basically my plans. Also, when I get my fiberfill, when I get my stuffing, might get more stuffing, I'm going to finish the rest of my little projects. So hopefully next time I come to you, in 2 weeks, I will have a few more things fully finished. It's the plan. We'll see if I can stick with it. So is that all of it? Yep, Middle Earth map. Oh, my 100 stitches a day project. That's the other thing that I will be working on. That's that little sweet rewards, the little birdie. So I kind of covered plans already too, by showing you, whoops, my tea fell down, what I pulled off my wheel. And so those are all my plans. And now into life. Things are fine. Things are fine. It's a beautiful day today. I might take all my stuff outside to stitch or knit. I don't know. Because it's just so pretty out, I feel like I should be out there. Probably not while my partner's mowing the lawn, which is a plan of his today. But I would like to be outside because it's really pretty. I'm back at work. It's exhausting. I'm working a half day. And it wears me out for like 4 days. Whee! It is what it is. I'll get better. I slowly am. Not much else to say. The world's a mess. Take care of yourself. Craft your feelings. Drink your tea. Drink your water. Definitely stay hydrated. Talk to your friends and give all of those that you love a big hug because they probably need it right now. And I am going to go edit and upload this for tomorrow. Then I will probably work on, I don't know, Middle Earth map. I think I will work on Middle Earth map today. See how far I can get through that diagonal. Catch y'all later. Bye.